Have you ever felt like some unseen forces are holding you back? Today, we're diving into a topic that's both mysterious and enlightening. Get ready to uncover the four spirits you must avoid to transform your life. Welcome to the Word of Life, the place where wisdom and real life meet. We're your guide on this journey of discovery. If you're new here, you're about to experience something extraordinary. And for our returning viewers, you know we're all about diving deep into life's mysteries. So buckle up, because today's topic is not just interesting, it's life-changing. Throughout history, cultures around the world have believed in the influence of spirits on our daily lives. While some are seen as guides or protectors, others, well, they're not so benevolent. These are the spirits we must avoid, the ones that can turn our world upside down without us even realizing. First up is the spirit of doubt. It creeps in quietly, whispering words of uncertainty and fear. It makes us question our abilities, our dreams, and even our worth. Have you ever been on the brink of something great only to be held back by a nagging doubt? That's this spirit at work. But here's the secret: doubt is a natural part of growth. The key is not to let it take the driver's seat. Overcoming doubt means embracing it, understanding it, and then moving past it with confidence. It creeps in quietly, whispering words of uncertainty and fear. It makes us question our abilities, our dreams, and even our worth. Just like in the Bible, when Moses doubted his ability to lead the Israelites out of Egypt. Exodus chapter 3, verse 11. We too often doubt our capabilities. Moses felt inadequate and uncertain, yet God reassured him and equipped him for the task ahead. This spirit of doubt isn't just about fleeting moments of uncertainty. It's about those deep-rooted questions that can shake our foundations. Remember Thomas, the disciple who doubted Jesus' resurrection until he saw Jesus with his own eyes. John chapter 20, verse 24 to 29. His story teaches us that doubt can be a part of faith. It's not the presence of doubt that defines us, but how we respond to it. Overcoming doubt means embracing it, understanding it, and then moving past it with confidence. Consider the story of Gideon, who doubted his ability to save Israel from the Midianites. God patiently confirmed his promise through the fleece test. Judges chapter 6, verse 36 to 40. Gideon's story shows us that God understands our doubts and is patient with us. Doubt is a natural part of growth. We must learn, like Peter walking on water, to keep our eyes fixed on Jesus rather than on the waves of doubt surrounding us. Matthew chapter 14, verse 29 to 31. Peter began to sink when he focused on the wind and waves, but when he cried out to Jesus, he was saved. This teaches us to turn to God in our moments of doubt. Let's challenge doubt with action, turning every what-if into. Let's see. Just as these biblical figures overcame their doubts through faith and action, we too can confront and overcome the spirit of doubt. Remember, doubt can be a stepping stone to greater faith and trust in God. Next, we confront the spirit of negativity. This one's a tricky foe, often disguised as realism or practical thinking. But there's a thin line between being realistic and being pessimistic. Negativity can drain your energy, dim your light, and stop you from pursuing what truly makes you happy. The antidote: positivity and gratitude. When you focus on the good, you create more good. It's that simple, yet profoundly powerful. This one's a tricky foe, often disguised as realisms or practical thinking. In the Bible, the Israelites grumbled and complained about their circumstances in the wilderness, showing a spirit of negativity despite God's continuous provisions. Numbers chapter 14, verse 2 to 3. Their negativity led to a lack of faith and trust in God's promises. Negativity can drain your energy, dim your light, and stop you from pursuing what truly makes you happy. Remember Jonah, who was so negative about God's command to go to Nineveh that he tried to flee. Jonah chapter 1, verse 1 to 3. His negativity blinded him to God's greater plan of mercy and redemption. The antidote to the spirit of negativity is positivity and gratitude. Think of Paul and Silas, who sang hymns and praised God even while imprisoned. Acts chapter 16, verse 25. Their positive attitude in the face of adversity led to a miraculous escape and the conversion of the jailer and his family. Negativity is more than just a bad mood. It's a lens that colors our entire world. It's in the I can'ts that stops us from trying, and in the it won't works that prevents us from beginning. By shifting our focus from negativity to the promises of God, we open ourselves to His blessings and guidance. Picture a life where every setback is a setup for a comeback. That's the power of positive thinking. The story of Joseph is a perfect example. Despite being sold into slavery and unjustly imprisoned, Joseph maintained a positive outlook, and God elevated him to a position of power in Egypt. Genesis chapter 39 to 41. It's not about ignoring challenges. It's about facing them with a mindset that says, I can and I will. Like David, who faced Goliath not with fear, but with faith in God's power. 1 Samuel chapter 17 verse 45 to 47. We too can confront negativity with positivity and faith. Transforming each negative thought into a stepping stone towards positivity is a journey of faith, reminding us that with God, all things are possible. Matthew chapter 19 verse 26. Midway through our list is the spirit of complacency. Ever felt stuck in a rut like you're just going through the motions? That's complacency settling in. It's comfort disguised as contentment. But here at Word of Life, we believe in growth, in pushing boundaries, and living life to the fullest. So shake off complacency, challenge yourself, learn, explore, and don't be afraid to change things up. It's like the rich young ruler in the Bible, who was comfortable with his life and unwilling to make the sacrifices needed for true growth. Luke chapter 18 verse 18 to 23. His complacency prevented him from following Jesus and experiencing a life of real purpose and adventure. Complacency might feel safe, but it's a silent dream stealer. It's the routine that becomes a rut, the comfort zone that turns into a cage. The story of Elijah on Mount Horeb teaches us the danger of complacency. After a great victory, Elijah fled to the mountain feeling defeated and alone. But God met him there, not in the dramatic events, but in a gentle whisper, urging him to get back to work. 1 Kings chapter 19 verse 9 to 18. Breaking free from complacency means embracing change, even when it's uncomfortable. Consider Abram, who was called by God to leave his home and go to a land he didn't know. Genesis chapter 12 verse 1. His willingness to step out of his comfort zone led to the birth of a nation and countless blessings. It's about setting new goals, trying new things, and reigniting the spark within us. The Apostle Paul is an example of someone who never settled for complacency. Despite facing numerous challenges, he continued to press forward, spreading the gospel and establishing churches. Philippians chapter 3, verse 13 to 14. The greatest adventures lie just outside our comfort zones. Think of Peter, who stepped out of the boat to walk on water. Though he began to sink when he took his eyes off Jesus, his willingness to step out in faith was a moment of growth and learning. Matthew chapter 14 verse 28 to 31. Let's pledge to be lifelong learners, eternal explorers in the journey of life. Like the Proverbs 31 woman, who is praised for her diligence, resourcefulness, and fear of the Lord. Proverbs chapter 31 verse 10 to 31. We too should strive to make the most of the talents and opportunities God has given us. If you're enjoying this journey into the spiritual realm and finding value in our content, why not subscribe to Word of Life? Join our community for more enlightening discussions and transformative insights. Finally, we face the spirit of fear. It's perhaps the most paralyzing of them all. Similar to how the Israelites felt when facing the giants in the Promised Land, Numbers chapter 13, verse 31 to 33. Their fear overshadowed God's promise, leading to a lack of faith and trust. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. These fears can keep us from taking the very steps that lead to our greatest achievements. Think of David, who, unlike King Saul and the Israelite army, did not let fear stop him from facing Goliath. 1 Samuel chapter 17. His courage and faith in God allowed him to overcome what seemed like an insurmountable obstacle. Every successful person has faced fear. What sets them apart is the courage to move forward despite it. The Bible talks about Joshua, who was commanded by God to be strong and courageous in leading the Israelites into the promised land. Joshua chapter 1 verse 9. His courage was not the absence of fear, but the decision to act in spite of it. The spirit of fear is not just about being scared. It's about the stories we tell ourselves about our fears. Consider Esther, who had to overcome her fear to save her people. She took a significant risk by approaching the king uninvited, an act that could have led to her death. Esther chapter 4, verse 11. Her story teaches us about facing fear with courage and the support of faith. Reframing the stories we tell ourselves about fear can change our perception. Instead of viewing challenges as potential failures, we should see them as opportunities to grow. Fear loses its power when confronted with courage and faith in God. Every time we face fear, we gain strength, courage, and confidence. Like Daniel in the lion's den, who faced his fear with unwavering faith in God. Daniel chapter 6, verse 16 to 23. We too can turn our fears into faith-filled victories. Let's start seeing fear not as an obstacle, but as an invitation to become braver versions of ourselves, guided by God's word and His everlasting presence. As we wrap up, remember that these spirits aren't just mystical concepts. They're metaphors for the mental and emotional barriers that can hold us back. By recognizing and confronting these spirits, we empower ourselves to lead more fulfilling lives. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey. If you found this video helpful, show us some love by hitting that like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more content that will uplift, inspire, and guide you. Here at Word of Life, we're not just a channel, we're a community. Until next time, keep living, keep learning, and keep growing.